Hello and welcome to AAU TV. AAU TV is the voice of higher education in Africa, and this show is Diaspora Connect. Diaspora Connect is the show that prioritizes what the diaspora is doing in their home country. Today we are coming to you live from Cape Coast, the cultural heritage city and the educational hub of West Africa. Cape Coast, also known as Ogwa. My name is Bridget Amadente, and I have the sole privilege of interviewing Nana Obokese Ampa. He is the Pejahin of Asebu traditional area. He wears many hats, so let me just go over. He is the Chief Executive Officer for the Year of Return Legacy Project, Asebu Pan-African Village, and he's also the Board Chairman of the African Union Art Festival Foundation, and many other things he does that he's going to tell us about. The topic for discussion today is facilitating the African diaspora return through the Wakanda One City of Return. It's going to be a very interesting one. If you haven't heard about Nana, this is the opportunity to get to know him and every other thing that he does. We'll be back shortly. You're welcome back from the break. This is still Diaspora Connect on AAU TV, and as I said earlier, we are discussing facilitating the African diaspora return through the Wakanda One City of Return. And I have with me here Nana Obokese Ampa. Nana, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Bridget.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure is mine.
Okay. Nana, please tell us a bit about yourself and what you do and the reason why you even returned back to Cape Coast.
Well, I'm the Apejahin of Asebu traditional area under the, let me say, lordship or the ownership, the owner of the kingdom or the state, the Asebu state is His Majesty Okotechi Professor Amanfi the Seventh. He's the overlord of Asebu, and I'm the Apejahin.
Okay.
And I'm a private business person. I grew up in Cape Coast, and then I lived in Accra, New York, and then back to Accra, now in Cape Coast. Okay. The reason why I'm here is in 2019, His Excellency President Akufo-Addo made a very powerful overture to the African diaspora to consider returning home.
Okay.
After 400 years of being away from their homeland. And he laid a red carpet for this, our kith and kin, our brothers and sisters, to return to their home country. And the excitement that this created has never been seen amongst Africans everywhere in the world for the past 400 years. These brothers and sisters returned home in their numbers, and some of them who couldn't return physically, they returned at the mental level, at the emotional level. As I traveled through the US around 2019, wherever you go, any black community you visit, it was all about the year of return. So, apart from the cultural, spiritual aspects that we're able to come together as a people for the very first time in about 400 years, it also pumped a lot of dollars into our economy. and then gave Ghana a very good standing internationally. So it's a good thing. I would say kudos to the president and the organizers, the Ministry of Tourism. I will mention Brother Akwesi Agyeman, who is the CEO for Ghana Tourism Authority, as well as Brother Ababio, who is the director at the Office of the President, Diaspora Affairs.
Okay.
And all the wonderful individuals who made sure this happened. I also go back to thank people like Professor Kojonyaka, Ben Abdallah, Rabbi Cohen Halavi, Ambassador Bennett, and of course my own mother and my very good friend, my mentor, Ambassador Arikana Chamborekwao. They have been holding this fort for a long time. They have been creating this platform or watering this garden. This is what the president jumped on. So we cannot mention only the politicians, but we have to go back to thank those who have been leading this effort for all these years. Nana Kwame Nakra, all of these wonderful people, our brother who just passed, may his soul rest in peace, Rashidi Ronoko, Tani Browder, Chike Ekua, all these wonderful people, they have done amazingly well for Africa. So this is what the president jumped on, and it's worked wonderfully for us. Now, I personally took it upon myself to visit Her Excellency Ambassador Arikana Chamborekwao to try to persuade her to do something here in Cape Coast and Asebu, that central region. Because I found out that when she was the AAU ambassador to USA, she tried to use her position to build smart cities that she named Wakanda City. And these cities were supposed to be models for future African governments on how we should move on, how we should progress as a people, how we should build our cities. I read this, and then I felt like maybe after, you know, she left the AU, the blueprint is still there, and then she will still entertain the idea, and then we can jump on the year of return, because the president wanted the city of return. So I visited with her at her mansion in Tennessee. I spent 3 days. We went over this, and then finally, you know, I was successful. You know, she bought into the idea that she will revisit it, and then we started, you know, the necessary, you know, consultations, meeting stakeholders, making sure, you know, everything will work. And the idea, Wakanda City idea, is to build a city of return for our brothers and sisters who left, who were enslaved, to return home as kings and queens. If a city is named after them, to us, it's an honor. We are honoring them with the city. And this is what ADDI, the African Diaspora Development Institute, that is, the founder is Her Excellency Ambassador Arikana Chamborekwao. She's the founder and president. This is what the project that they are on. I serve as an advisory board member for ADDI. And so far, so good. We've acquired an amount of 5,000 acre land in total, or even more than that, at Asebu. And then also we have agreements with the other kingdoms, totaling almost 35,000 acres, you know. But we are building in phases. So we're done with our feasibility. We're talking to bankers, that's financial partners, and we are doing so well so far. We believe that in the next few years, we'll inject not less than 200 million USD into the Cape Coast Asebu Central Region economy. And this will kickstart something else in this region. The Accra is congested. People, you know, now, all Accra, you know, starts from Winneba all the way. So very soon, it's coming. And with what we are doing here, people will be living here, people will be moving from Accra to Cape Coast very soon. Very, very soon. Read my lips. People will be moving from Accra to stay at Asebu, to stay at Cape Coast very, very soon.
Okay. Okay. You have jumped the whole thing, but I appreciate the fact that you have brought in ADDI. I would have gone to Obokesi University of Excellence, but then you mentioned that the Wakanda city is in phases. So please take us to what is happening in phase 1, what is happening in phase 2.
Thank you very much. Phase 1, we are building what we call the Welcome Center.
Okay.
It's going to be housing units, 4-star hotel, beautiful. You know, we don't have one in Cape Coast here. And beachfront, and we have golf courses, beautiful housing units, Class A units, you know, penthouses and what have you.
Okay.
And that is starting very soon.
Okay.
Probably by end of year, we should, you know, see us actually constructing stuff.
And then
if all goes well.
Okay. Okay, and then we also have heard about the capacity building you're doing for some institutions like CCTH, if you can go over that.
Yes, we have 2 programs.
Okay.
When the diaspora are coming, they are coming to impact Ghana, Africa.
Okay.
They are coming to see how they can help build the Africa that we want. Now, it's not just a city. If you build a city, and you don't build the people or you don't build the institutions, then there will be a missing link.
Yeah.
So what the ADDI is doing is that we already have arrangement partnership with the Cape Coast University,
Okay.
with the University of Cape Coast, with the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Cape Coast Nursing School, and then even high schools.
Yeah.
Some high schools,
I agree.
Moria and Mori Community Secondary School, and a couple of them that are. So the idea is, in an ideal world, how will we want our high schools to look like? How will we want our regional teaching hospitals to look like? How will we want the Cape Coast University to look like? How will we want the University of Cape Coast to look like? So Ambassador Rikana is bringing the diaspora. Remember, ADDI is a premier organization made up of the professionals, African professionals that in the diaspora. So the diaspora is coming to see how they can contribute, you know, their talent, their experience to these institutions. Not just that, we're going to see how we can help build these schools. For example, the University of Cape Coast, they need hostels. We are looking into that. Cape Coast University, they need hostels. And they need other stuff for engineering, their engineering department, their agri department. We have their counterparts in the diaspora working with them on all these fronts. So very soon, you will also see us doing stuff with these institutions. We are in a very advanced phase in our discussions, and it's very exciting when you jump on some of these meetings to see how excited both parties are. The diaspora is happy returning home. Their counterparts in Ghana are happy receiving them. Who is the winner? Ghana is the winner. Africa is the winner. So when you say a prayer, remember Her Excellency Ambassador Kanachira for sacrificing all her life. I don't think there's any one individual who has given much to Africa in recent times other than this wonderful, strong woman that I personally call Yasantua. So this is what is happening so far.
Okay, now let's move on to the Wakanda One Expo. We have seen the flyers around and we know that the Wakanda Expo is happening in December. What does it seek to achieve?
Well, the Wakanda One Expo is a trade fair. In basic terms. And then it seeks to achieve whatever the trade fair seeks to achieve. Plus, it wants to connect the diaspora. It wants to, you know, the diaspora want to see ready-made contracts in Ghana. If I have $50,000 and I'm coming to stay in Ghana, or I'm coming to Ghana, where can I invest? What do I do? We cannot leave it to them to come figure out.
Yeah.
That is why the ADDI has partnered the Cape Coast Regional Chamber of Commerce to put together this wonderful extravaganza, this trade show. So you see the diaspora coming, and it's like a B2B. We will match them with the opportunities in Cape Coast, in Ghana. And we already have a working relationship with the Chamber of Commerce. So it's not a one-off thing.
Okay.
This is just to initiate it. This is just to kickstart it.
Okay.
Once it's in place, the Chamber's door will be open all the time, working with the African Diaspora Development Institute to make sure that people come here and then get the guide that they need. We don't want anybody coming here and get his fingers bent. We don't want anybody coming here and go with bad stories.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we're crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's.
Okay.
So we are partnering the right institutions
Okay.
to make this happen. Already beyond the expo, we are establishing the ADDI Business Incubator at the Cape Coast Regional Chamber of Commerce. We want to impact Cape Coast. ADDI wants to make sure that Cape Coast, Ghana, Africa is working. We want to use Cape Coast as an example. We already have arrangements to go to Kenya, to go to all African countries will have Wakanda cities. That is why we call this one Wakanda One.
Okay.
So the Trade Expo is just one of the ways that we are using to get stakeholders together.
Okay.
And then to see how the diaspora who are coming will get opportunities here to invest.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going on a quick break. When we come back, we move on to discuss Wakanda One, Obokesi University of Excellence. Please stay tuned. You're welcome back from the break. This is still Diaspora Connect, discussing facilitating the African diaspora return through the Wakanda One City of Return. Nana, please, before we left, I indicated that we'll talk about the Wakanda One Obokesi University of Excellence. We understand you're the brain behind it, so please tell us more about the university and then the courses that it offers.
Thank you very much, Amma. Wakanda One Obokesi University of Excellence is part of the broader Wakanda One City of Return project.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier, this smart city will have universities, hospitals, and what have you. A theme park, everything that a smart city has, we won't fall short of that. We'll have all that. So the Wakanda One Obokesi University of Excellence is a project of Wakanda One City of Return.
Okay.
Now, the premise of this university is that there's a need for us as Africans to produce the kind of students, the kind of professionals who are very nationalistic in their approach towards work, who are very nationalistic in their approach towards nation building, who are very nationalistic in their approach towards industry.
Okay.
So basically, we are trying to reorient our society. Why do we need to do that? When the colonizer came to Africa, the colonizer came with three objectives. Number one was to physically occupy our land, to take our land. Number two was to build institutions that will make the occupation beneficial for him or her, not for the African. Number three was perpetually enjoy the benefits of these first two arrangements.
Okay.
So, 6th of March, 1957, Kwame Nkrumah Osajefo got us independence. Hooray! We're very happy. The independence only dealt with the first one, the first objective.
Yeah.
That is, for the colonizer to leave the land. So we were able to have our president and everything, you know, by 1960 we were a republic. So the first objective, the independence, helped to curb it or to solve that problem. As the physical occupation, Ghana became Ghana, we owned Ghana, we had our IGP as Ghanaian, we had this, we became Ghana. But in the frenzy, we forgot about the second and third arrangement, as in the institutions that they built. They are all European-minded to keep us Europeans. So you see that when we go to our law courts, you know, our judicial system, all the lawyers are still wearing the wigs. And the type of curriculum that we have at these premier universities like Legon and University of Cape Coast, Tech and everything, they are good. I'm not here to say they're bad, but the orientation. This curriculum is not African-centered, it's European-centered. And this is the result we get. After all these years of independence, we are not really ourselves. We are half Europeans, half Ghanaians, half Africans. So we need to tackle that problem. How do we tackle it? We need institutions or universities or high schools that are African-centered.
And how feasible is African-centered education?
It's very feasible. It's easier than what we are doing now.
Really?
Yes. When I say African-centeredness, I mean we should put Africa at the center of what we teach.
Okay.
Of the learning experience. So let's say you are a professor, you're teaching your students about finance. Instead of setting Rockefeller or what they call it, Warren Buffett as an example, you can set Mansa Musa, you can set Dangote, garbage in, garbage out.